Exodus chapter 14, verse 1. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Tell the people of Israel to turn back and encamp in front of Pi-hahiroth, between Migdol and the sea, in front of Baal-zephon. You shall encamp facing it by the sea." Right, so God speaking again to Moses and telling him just exactly where they're supposed to encamp, because God has a plan. We've seen it in the previous chapter. As his perfect father, he knows what his children needs. So he didn't lead them in one way, and he provided the pillar of fire and the pillar of cloud for protection, for heat, against the sun, right? Like now the sun is kind of baking down if you don't have a cap, especially if you don't have no hair as well. It's not the best thing, right? But God, there's clouds here, right? So that clouds that helps with all of that. And so exactly where they're supposed to stop, where and what, because like I said, God has a plan. Pharaoh is coming, and all of these things still need to happen, where God is going to show his mighty power again, his almighty power. Yeah, I don't know how exactly this Pi-hahiroth is kind of a little bit difficult to pronounce. But anyhow, when it comes, one need to remember when these words were originally in Hebrew. So when it comes to the pronunciation of it, we are either pronouncing it with an English kind of slant or anything like that. So it would not a sound like that in Hebrew. But it's just kind of a difficult word to pronounce. Verse 3. So yeah, they encamp facing it by the sea. So they're in front of the sea in front of them, and ultimately Pharaoh is going to be behind them. Verse 3. For Pharaoh will say of the people of Israel, they are wandering in the land. The wilderness has shut them in. Right, so Pharaoh is going to, well, his people are going like, and these guys have no idea where they're going. Like, if I had to do this, I would have just gone up straight by the Mediterranean Sea up there and straight into the land. It's a couple of days' travel. But now they're like seemingly they're lost. This Moses guy, after all that's said and done, man, maybe he's senile or something. He's 80 years old. Maybe he lost it by now, the plot. And he has no idea where it's going. So he let them out into the wilderness, right? It's like let them down this cliff instead of like on the reach or something to go where you're supposed to be going. Oh, by the way, so this is still in Meghalaya state. God willing, later today we're going to go to Mizoram. But yes, a waterfall there in the back. Now I forgot the name of the waterfall. I'll check it. And what? Wah-Kaba. Okay, Wah-Kaba Falls, right? And yeah, this view, you need to pay 20 rupees to come in and to see this view. Very beautiful. It's a little bit hazy today, but it's kind of normal for here because remember, this is the area in the world where it rains the most. Okay. So Pharaoh will look at all of this and like, oh, these guys are lost. They have no idea where they are, right? Verse 4, and I will harden Pharaoh's heart, and he will pursue them. And I will get glory over Pharaoh and all his host. And the Egyptians shall know that I am the Lord. And they did so. And so God speaking to Moses. So now the people are going to be shocked when Pharaoh appears on the scene again. They thought they were kind of rid of them, of the Egyptians. But no, they're not fully rid of them. They need to be rid of them. Still, God still needs to do one final defeat of the Egyptian army. Okay. Now it's stated that God is going to harden their heart. We've seen this a number of times, God hardening heart. But remember, and as we're going to see in the verse, it's first Pharaoh and his people seeing that they are all over the place, right? And then Pharaoh and his people are going to look at them and like, oh, this is easy fruit for the picking kind of idea. And then because of that, they're going to go after them. They're going to think about our economic last year and all of that. And because of that, they would want to then follow and go and follow up and get them back. But so it starts off therefore with them first looking at the situation, making a choice concerning the situation, and then ultimately out of that, God is going to harden his heart, and they are going to ultimately follow after them. So again, Pharaoh first, And then God just let Pharaoh be Pharaoh. So they did, and ultimately all of this is the glory of God, because God is going to show His glory over the people, over the whole Egyptian army, and in that way, then ultimately, God will be glorified. And when we get to this, I will explain a little bit more of the political situation, or just a logistical or a situation involved here in what God did ultimately there.